Okay, so I should probably be going to bed right now, seeing as it's extremely flippin' late. But from English, there was this one poem that we had to do, and I can't get it off my mind. So I'm just gonna read it and explain the thoughts running through my head right now that are keeping me from falling asleep. From Between Two Furious Oceans by that name. Oh, I'm not gonna say it because I'll get demonetized. Coming from someone who can't be monetized to begin with. You have asked me an enormous question. You have asked me, what am I? Now, I must tell you, the vast you that straddles the vital earth between two furious oceans, you whose limbs are strong, whose blood is rich with power, you of the quiet bays and the lonely shadows of the firs, the vast green acres blanketing the wide Alberni hills. I can't believe I was able to pronounce that. Hemlock and cedar and spruce, proud with everlasting green. Cold blue glaciers spilling their life into roaring Atlan creeks. Meadows in the clouds and valleys mute with solitude. Sun-bright, herbaceous islands of the Gulf of Georgia. Oaks, golden broom, and meadowlarks, the mournful cry of gulls. You are the Rocky Mountains, white with the snows of centuries. Eternal rocks that rise in columned ranks to meet the dawn, the sunset, and the frigid moon. You are the canyon walls, loud with ferocious rivers, and the still imperious lakes. Cobalt and sapphire, emerald and violet, and under the starlight, black with the secrets of the western night, you are the mountain goat, poised, majestic, and alone upon the barren crag, and below deep woods, blue grouse and grizzlies, and the somber moose. You are the reckless foothills clambering down the eastern slopes, the winding bow, the dusty badlands, and the sweet grass. Boots. I'm gonna say boots. The flat immenseness of the prairies, blue with unbounded space. Oh god, you are the heaving lakes, the rolling green jacket. And anyways, it just goes on to describe Canada. I'm not gonna read the whole damn thing. Anyways, I thought I was going to, but then I remembered how long this thing is. So anyways. So we were all given some time to read it to ourselves, silently, and then my teacher was like, okay, time to go and talk about this stanza by stanza. And my teacher's initial response was, the speaker of this was Canada. And that's all sorts of wrong. Here, let's do let's read this through. You have asked me an enormous question. Okay, so we know the speaker is responding to a question. You have asked me, in quotation marks, what am I? Now, the fact that it's in quotation marks implies that is word for word what they said. Imagine a kid saying, Mother, what am I? Something along those lines. So, we know that whoever asked the question was asking about themselves. And then the person goes on to continue using the word you every time they talk about Canada. I've highlighted the fact that every freaking stanza starts with the word you. Even the first one. Which is some nice literary hint here that every stanza is responding to this person who asked about themselves. When this person is only describing Canada. which means that the speaker can't be Canada because they're responding to Canada, as you can infer, because this person is acting as if the question asker is Canada. Speaker isn't Canada. Speaker's responding to Canada, asking about themselves. And that's not like me going, oh man, that's my interpretation. No. Why the frig would there be quotation marks there if it weren't a direct quote? Right? I mean, I would only put quotation marks there if it were a direct quote. But this adds a bit more nuance to the story. Hear me out. So, the story hypes up Canada by explaining, oh, it's so large, it's beautiful, it's amazing, there's so much in-depth Canada lore. But the beginning literally paints Canada as childish and innocent and curious and inquisitive. Like, all the best traits of being a child. With the first 2 sentences. And then this person's response, he's trying to sell Canada on the fact that it is a powerful nation to be reckoned with. Perfectly encapsulating the duality of man. The whole, oh man, childhood innocence and blah blah blah, growing up to become like, you know, it's like the Pokemon thing where every creature starts off as all cute and then they evolve to be an absolute badass. So yeah, I will be sending this directly to my teacher. If you're my teacher watching this, congratulations. You just got a comprehensive proof of my view on this. Sorry for making you waste half a class. Getting everyone to discuss how they view the speaker. And yes, I do know how petty it is for me to literally send you video format proof, or I guess reasoning, as to why I completely disagree with your explanation. No names were mentioned here for safety reasons. And that's the end of this video. Bye-bye.